Good afternoon and welcome to Friday with Fiona, and it is week 2 of Cards for Kids, and I am using this beautiful Reach for the Stars set and designer series paper. As you can see, I've already cut some of the paper up, but it is just gorgeous. I had to take physics 3 times when I was at school. My dad made me resit it and the grades got worse each time. And astronomy was the only part of physics that I actually enjoyed. So yeah, this paper is just stunning. Yeah, so I've got as much as I can ready to save on time, and let's get cracking. So the bundle is a stamp set and dies. And you've got the spaceship and the astronaut. You've got the dies for, and then these cut out the bits around the planet, the rings around the planet. So you've got a large one, which would do that one, and a smaller one. You've got the circles to cut the planets out. Got some stars, the astronauts, and then these are like the gas bubbles, and then these are the what do you call it? The fire coming out the back of the engines. So I've had great fun playing with it. They are cards for kids that I've designed. That doesn't belong on there. I just put it there for safekeeping. So this is card number 1. And what I did was I cut the planet out with the circle, with the largest circle. These are I'm a Cancerian, I never throw anything away. Snow globe shaker domes from a couple of years ago, and they were on clearance rack, I think, so I stocked up on them. And it's not a circle, but obviously that's why I've put the sentiment over, just to kind of cover up. And it's shaken. Now, interestingly, I did use my anti-static mat, but I guess not enough because they're kind of stuck. So I need to remember that. So I've got everything ready to, well, I haven't, she says, because I haven't cut that out. So I'm just going to put my anti-static mat over that and over this. I think what's happened is they've got caught on some of the adhesive around the edge. So I just need to cut my circle out to show you how I do that using my beautiful boho glue cut and emboss machine. So I need the biggest circle. I think it's the biggest circle. Yeah, just to cut that out. Oh, it's not going to go through. Yes, it is. I'm going to force it through. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to cut that on my bigger machine. I won't be a second. I just want to crease the paper. Right, so apologies about that. I will need that probably a bit later on. So we'll just get that out of the way for now. And so that was the largest circle. You can use them for anything. And there we go. So I'm just going to feed that through. It should fit. Yes, it does just about. Okay, so these white bits around the edge are the adhesive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my designer series paper on the front of it, because then I can work out where my planet needs to go behind it. There we go. And as you can see, just at the front there, there's a little bit showing, so that's where my sentiment will go over. In fact, I'm just going to snip a little bit. It's a little bit tight. That's okay. Here we go. So now I can work out where my planet needs to go. And the card base is Starry Sky. So what I'm going to do, this is probably the hardest bit, I'm going to put some adhesive on the back. I'm using wet glue because that'll give me a couple of seconds to move it around. Just lay it down gently and then I can move it around to where I need it to be. A bit more over. Yeah, that should be okay. Okay. And I'm going to get my Peaceful Poppy sequins. I didn't use those last time, but oh, there they are. Using up old sequins, you can use anything for this. Just going to pop a few, whoops, famous last words, and I'm putting them in the middle. Put a few more in this time, and then I'm going to pop glue on the back of my designer series paper and lift this bit of adhesive. If I can, famous last words. Come on, I don't want my glue to dry. Should have done it first. No, it really doesn't want to come up. There we go. Just go with my glue. Yeah, some of it's dried already. Okay, so now I should be able to pop that over the top there. See the static, it's already catching. Oh, don't know how that one got out, but anyway. There we go. And then all I need to do now is my sentiment. And I just really wanted a little one to cover. So I'm just going to do the Your Stella. And I didn't do that with the die. I just literally trimmed it. So my fingers and thumbs for some reason today. More speed, less haste. More haste, less speed even. There we go. Right, so Your Stella. It'd be great if you were giving it to someone called Stella. That would be fun. I'm going to stamp it in Starry Sky because that's what my card base is. And line it up. Try and get it straight, and then I can just trim it. There we go. Pop that away. I'll clean that later. I'm just going to literally cut that down. And I'll use my snips. Good job you can't see my desk because Stay is in. I just need to do the bottom. And then just cut at an angle like that. And pop it up with some dimensionals. Mini dimensionals, I think. I don't know, but I just think shaker cards are always fun for kids. Adults like them as well, but you know, especially, and obviously they can put as many sequins as they want in there. The more the merrier, really. And then we're just going to pop that to cover the adhesive. Okay, there's card number 1. Lovely. That designer series paper is just stunning. Right, okay, moving on to card number 2. So this one I've used the rocket, whatever you call it, spaceship, and the astronauts inside. How cool is that? So I just think for kids this is really fun. Now I did stamp straight on here with white, but you really can't see it. So I'm just going to quickly do that onto. Do you know what? I don't think I've got my. I've done it again. I haven't got. I've got my spaceship. I've got my astronaut, but I haven't got my planet. So I'm going to need to cut a planet out. But we'll just get cracking. Actually, I'll leave the planets. I don't. I'm going to be short of time. All I did was die cut it with the circle, and then die cut the ring. If I've got time, I will. And then I just need, because it's Night of Navy, just need an insert in the card before you do your pop-up astronaut. Okay, so I'm just going to pop my designer series paper on the front, and I've just chosen to have the stars because I thought the spaceship's going to space. Okay, and then I just put it on with dimensionals. I had my big dimensionals a minute ago. And then I'll show you how to do the. So this is onto basic white, and I stamped in, I think, grey granite actually, which kind of looks a bit more browny to me. I was expecting it to be a bit more grey, but that's okay. And I'm doing it just so I've got enough room to put the, whatever you call it, the fire. Flames, that's the word. So I've cut 2 of the larger one out, and I'm just going to use a glue dot to pop them together. So that they're overlapping like that, and then a glue dot there. Whoops. And a glue dot there for the extra bits just coming off the side. Like that. And then I'm just going to pop a, oh, why didn't that stick? I don't know what's going on with these glue dots. Oh, that's a spare one, that's why. I must have had an extra one. And then I'm just going to pop a dimensional in the middle and put it under the engines. Just making sure you can't see it. There we go. And then, as I said, I just needed to cut plan it out with a circle, so I'll do that later. Now, to show you how to do the pop-up bit inside, so this is 3/4 of an inch by 5 inches, and then I've scored it at 1 inch so that it will go round to make a square. Okay, if you spend £27 in my online store this week, up till next Tuesday, the 30th of May, I will send you everything you need except the stamped images. So I can't stamp the astronaut and the spaceship for you, but I can die cut everything for you, and the designer series paper, and you will also get full PDF with all the measurements and everything. Now for the I think it was an inch punch. I'm just going to cut his, what would be the glass in his helmet out. There we go. And then I've got a little bit of acetate, which I'm just going to put there. I'm going to put some glue around his, and then I will trim off the bits that so this can be drying while we're doing the pop-up bit. Right, just going to leave that to dry on one side. Pop that down to make sure the silicone mat is buried, otherwise I would use it. Okay, and all I did was go over that with a black blend. Okay, so on the inside, so I've got my 3/4 inch by 5 inch strip, and I've scored it at an inch, 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, and then it's going to go round to glue. So what I'm going to do first is glue this together. It's a new Tombow, so it's really coming out. Okay, let's pop that down. I want it to be straight. Okay, so I've got my little pop-up mechanism, and then what I'm going to do, and I need my astronaut, because I need to just work out. The first one I put this in down here, and that was too low. It needs to be kind of up here for his arm to go on it without coming out of the card. So that's just about there. Just going to put my finger there, and I'm going to put some glue. Actually, let's get a pencil. Put some glue on both sides. And I'm doing the bit that is already joined so that you won't see the join. Do it that way actually. So that's going on the score line, lined up with the score line. And let's just check. A bit high, bring it down a bit. There we go. I might have to rub off a little, yeah, it's still too high. I might have to rub off a little bit of glue. That's better. Okay, so that's joined on that side. I'm going to pop some glue on the back and close my card, pushing it down. And there you go, I've got my pop-up mechanism, and it will also go flat so that it will go in the envelope. Now I have got a little bit of excess glue there. Let me just get a bit of tape and try and get that out of the way. Okay, and I've got my adhesive rubber. Whoops, I think I need to clean that. It's leaving bad marks. Okay, so that will then go flat like that. And then I'm just going to trim my little bit of acetate. And I'm kind of cutting around but behind, so I don't want any showing at all. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so that's his glass, if you like. And then I'm just going to glue him at a bit of an angle. So I'm going to put the glue along the middle of this. As I say, it's a new one. It's really coming out a bit too healthily. And I'm just going to pop that on, hoping I'm on the camera. And that should, yes. In fact, he can come over a bit more. She, it's a female astronaut. There we go. So how cool is that? You open the card. So this is the one with the moon on. There we go. And okay. So I haven't done the sentiment and I haven't done the moon on that. But I think you get the gist of it. I really wanted to show you the pop-up mechanism. And I just think that's so cool. And I will be using that next week's one with the Zany Zoo we're doing next week. The Zany Zoo Animals mini cards. That you can pop in the kids' lunch boxes or leave on their pillow or whatever. Right, now I've got glue all over my fingers. Okay, so card 3, and this one is a slider card. And again, I've done the astronaut and he moves. So I did that with pennies, and this time I'm using 2p's because I think that the pennies are a little bit... now I've got my... Oh, I haven't done my astronauts. I need my astronauts. I need my planets. And I actually embossed him in silver. So before we can do anything, and there's my 2 pennies. So I'm going to need a bit of white card. I'm not sure that's going to be big enough. No, it's not. Okay. So I'm going to show you kind of from start to finish with this one. Hopefully we're okay for time. So I'm going to heat emboss him in silver, and then I cut out my ring in the holographic paper. And I can do that. I should have the holographic paper somewhere. And I'll just cut another strip out. And I can do that on the mini cut and emboss machine when I do my astronaut. So that's the holographic paper. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to emboss in silver my spacewoman. So I'm using Versamark ink, and I need my little box, and I'm just going to use my embossing buddy on the card so it doesn't get too staticky. Hopefully that's going to be big enough. Yep, should be. Okay. And then I've got my silver ready. Just go over it once more. I can see it does look quite wet. There we go. So I'm going to just stamp onto my white card. Now the thing about this, you can't actually see where you've stamped until you put your embossing powder on top. And now I can see. So I'm just going to move that to one side, sort that out later. I'm just going to heat emboss. Make sure it's hot. And you'll see the magic happen. tweezers so I don't burn my hand. That's better. I still think, I mean, I just still think this is so magical. Right, okay. Now, because that's heat embossed with silver, I'm not actually going to cut it out and replace it with the acetate. I think that's kind of quite smooth as it is. I'm just trimming it down because it won't go in my small cut and emboss machine at that size. Right, let's get that out. Get that out of the way. And I've got my Astro Naught Woman. Now where's my die? Okay, I'm just going to pop it down with a bit of masking tape because it's not flush. The paper's kind of warped a bit because of the heat embossing. So I'm just going to line it up, and you do get a bit of a white edge with this die. Just need to make sure it's all round and not too much in one place. Bit at the bottom, bit at the top. There we go. And I'm going to run him through, her through. And there you go. Woohoo! Excellent. And then I want to do my holographic paper with my planet, don't know what you call it, ring. So just not really a ring. That's what I'm going to use for my sliding mechanism. Apologies if that hurt your eardrums. Okay, let's make some space. I don't want to lose my die. I did lose one yesterday. I was gutted. I lost my little one for hours, and then last night I found it. Great. Okay, so that's my big die, and there it is. There's the mechanism. Now what I'm going to do is, because I've got the 2 P's, so I need to work out, yeah, that should be okay actually. I might do it just a bit smaller, so I'm just going to draw around where my mechanism is going to go, and I just need to then cut. Yeah, that should be okay. And then I'm just going to cut using my paper snips, which are here somewhere. There we go. And I come up from behind because it gives you a smoother cut at the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a big chunk out, which means I'll be able to access it easily. There we go. So I'm just going to cut round my pencil line. And it doesn't matter if the pencil, I can't do it from behind, it's too tight. I'm kind of cutting around the outside of the pencil line, but if you still have any visible afterwards, you can just rub it out. That's why I used a pencil rather than a pen. And then it's so easy to do this, and I was literally, the first one I did using pennies, but I think the 2 pens will be a bit better because they're a bit bigger. And see, I've just got a couple of lines there, jagged lines. There we go. That's it. Okay, and then that will go. Yeah, that's better because I cut to that size. So I'm just going to pop a bit of wet glue round. Gosh, that is really coming out way too much. Whoa, gonna have to rub that off. The holographic paper, don't know if you can see that's reflecting the light. Beautiful. Right, see if I can get that glue up. So, okay, so before I put it onto my card base, which I'm going to do with, I did have a whole load of, yes, I know that's dimensionals. I don't want the dimensionals. That's what I want. No, they're dimensionals as well. Okay. I want a bit of foam adhesive sheet because I've got to raise it up so that the 2 pennies don't stick. Now, you have to be careful because the first one I did it too close. So what I might do is actually pop my penny underneath. And this is where I do need dimensionals. Actually, I'm going to use a big chunk of this. And basically, you're putting your 2 pennies, 1 penny on the outside and 1 on the inside. And once I've done that, that's it. Now, yeah, okay. Now I can put my adhesive onto my designer series paper. So I'm going to need quite a big chunk of that. A bit more maybe. Yeah, need to leave a gap between here and the money so that you don't stop it from rolling around. Okay, and then a narrow bit along the top here. I'm going to have to put a bit down the side, I think, because I've left the gaps at the side, otherwise designer series paper won't sit properly. They're really good, these. I mean, you would just use hundreds of dimensionals to do this. So let's pop that there, and then I can put this little bit here away from, and then I'm going to cut another couple of narrow bits to go down the sides. Away from the money. There we go. Oh, come on. And then I just need another little bits to go down these sides here. See how quick that is compared to using dimensionals. And I'll just trim the end off. All right, fits actually. This one won't though. This is going to be too long. Actually, put that along the bottom. Just thought these might be some good ideas. I have no idea what the weather forecast is like for half term, but you know, bank holidays normally not good weather, so we'll see. But I just thought, you know, your kids could have some fun making this. Right. So now I can stick that down onto my card base. And hold on to the two P's because they're quite heavy, and just line that up. Oh, that's why I got some glue earlier. Come on. Oh goodness me, what's happened here? That's the beauty of my silicone mat. I should have got that right. So that's on now, and that will move. So now all I need to do is pop my astronaut on with did I use a dimensional or wet glue? That one. Dimensional. But I think actually it might be better, be more solid to be on the. We'll see if it sticks. If it doesn't stick, I might have to come back with okay. Now while that is drying, I'm just going to quickly, before I run out of time, cut out a planet. So what colour planet shall we have? You see, I've used a lot of this paper already. In fact, I do have something to share with you. There's going to be a designer series paper sale starting in June, but I will have the details for you. 15% off certain. Right, I think I'm going to just do this little one at the bottom here because I haven't got that much space. And I'm just going to quickly fussy cut it. The way I did the other one was I cut a planet out with a circle, and then I cut the ring out. But I'm just going to quickly fussy cut this. I think by the time I've got my cut and emboss machine out, I could have cut it out. So. Okay, it's not perfect, and I'm just going to pop that on with yeah, I've got some bits left here. Let's just do that, and then a mini dimensional either side should do the trick. Picked up the wrong thing, not to worry. Can go there, and that can go there. And put that down the bottom. So she's been circling the planets, and there we go. That should be dried on now, hopefully, and it would twirl around. It is still drying, so, and there's the one I did earlier. So that's card 3, and this was card 2 with the rocket and the astronaut popping up inside. I need to do a planet for there. And then this is card 1, which was just the designer series paper and the globe And yeah, I use my embossing buddy, and it's much better with that one. So there you go. Now, as I said before, if you spend £27 in my online store on anything, adhesive, paper, anything you want, then I will send you everything you need except the stamped images for the kit to make 2 each of the 3 cards. So that's 6 cards. Thank you very much for watching. It would be great if you could share, like, love, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. All of those will help me grow my business. But thank you so much for watching, and have a great bank holiday weekend.